Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. I just wanted to say hello, and I kind of got a message for you that has been heavy on my heart this week due to an experience that I had. If you don't know me, my name's Robert Biggerstaff. I'm all about some financial freedom. Why? Because I don't want to work as hard as what I am, but in all actuality, I do love working. It's about 1.5 million, having to do with most of it is in real estate, very little bit in the stock market, and that's kind of my way of retiring and having a income for the rest of my life is through my rental properties. So what I wanted to do is go ahead and get moving and talk about this. I'm gonna grab my hustle in the mug right here. One of the things that I do is I do estimating for a roofing company here in Florida, okay? And what I do is I get a lead, I go out, measure out the roof, come up with a price and everything, talk with the customer and try to get them to sign a contract if we feel like we're going to be the best option and value for them. And it is amazing how many people that I come across that are in a position that they can't afford a roof and they've got to have one. See, one of the things that's happened in Florida is due to our hurricanes, we have high homeowner insurance premiums. The one thing that does happen with that is that we have what we call wind mitigation, in the sense that you have like one rate that's $5,000 a year for a homeowner's insurance, and then you have a rate that's $3,200 if you take the precautions to make your house more resistant towards high wind. Hurricane clips, new roof, and everything like that. Well, in the state of Florida, a shingle roof lasts 15 to 20 years, regardless of what the manufacturer says that the shingle's rated for. You know, you hear people say, oh, I got 30-year shingles, I got 50-year shingles. Not around here, you don't. You get 15 to 20 years out of them, and that's it, okay? So what has happened is in the state of Florida, your insurance companies are going back and looking at their people that they have policies with and saying, okay, well, your roof is over 15 years old, you need to get it replaced. Kind of makes sense in the sense that, you know, if you're a homeowner, you have signed up to take care of your house if you've got a mortgage on it. You pay your house off, you treat it however you want. You get the freedom, okay? But if you have a mortgage on a piece of property and you're required to carry homeowner's insurance, well, guess what? That mortgage holder, the note holder, the person that loaned you the money, they're the one with the goals. They're making the rules that you have to live by. So what that means is that the homeowner's insurance is going through finding out who's got roofs that have been more than 15 years old. How do they do that? They look at the last time that a roofing permit has been pulled on that property. So then they're coming to people and saying, hey, we're going to drop you in the next 60 days. Now, it is so bad here in this state that there's only 2 to 3 insurance companies that will actually write policies any longer. Okay? It ain't like we're in the Midwest, you know, Oklahoma or Arkansas, where anybody will write a policy due to the lack of frequency of natural disaster, okay? Does it happen in other places? Absolutely. Tornadoes, hail, ice, okay? But generally speaking, the claims that come from that, except for tornadoes, is not catastrophic like it is with the hurricane. If the hurricanes come and you have a claim, generally speaking, the very least it's going to be is the roof, you know, and we have a I think it's a 5% deductible having to do with that. And so, you know, it's basically if the roof's, you know, $15,000, $20,000, then, you know, a person's going to have to come out of their pocket a couple grand, okay? You would not believe how they don't have that deductible. But they're homeowners, okay? People I went to this week, talked to them about their roof. I don't know what the wife does, but what the husband does is he's a supervisor in the post office. Any money that I've talked with for any length of time that has worked at the post office that's not seasonal or temporary help, but they're actually in-house and they got hired on, they make pretty good money, especially for our area. You know, in Pensacola, if you're making $70,000 a year, you can have life, much less a 2-income household. Now, here's the thing. There's stuff that might be going on behind the scenes that I don't know about. okay? They could have a family member that doesn't have any type of insurance and is dying from cancer, and so they're paying for chemo. I don't know, okay? Here's the thing, though, is that if it's a situation like, we chose to put both of our kids through, send them out of town, we're paying for a dorm, we're doing this, guess what? That's a choice that you make, okay? That degree here at the local college is just as good as that other one, okay? And it might not hold as much clout, okay? I guarantee you, because, if I was an employer, it'd look more impressive if I'm reading a resume that says Harvard or Yale instead of University of West Florida, okay? I get it. But there's a trade-off that you make when you make that choice to do that, okay? My buddy Gerald Peters, Full Auto 11, follow him on Instagram. Oh, stop. Hey, hit that subscribe button for me. All right, thanks. All right, now hit that like button. Ding, ding. Now, the thing about it is Gerald talks about life is a trade, okay? We make these trades back and forth with our decisions, and a lot of times we don't look at it like that, okay? But every time that you choose to go out and eat fast food or unhealthy food, it's a trade-off for your weight and your health, okay? Every time that you go and spend, money on a car or a vehicle that is way over the top, way extravagant, and you really don't need it, that's a trade-off, okay? The thing about it is life is a trade, all right? One of the things that I'm doing this year, please hold me accountable. And if you got some goals for this year, put them in the comments. I want to read them. I want to hear what you're doing. Is $2,000 a month is stacking off into reserves. This is going into an account that the only thing that it's going to be used for is to buy another property, okay? I have an account that I buy stock with. I buy stock in Southern Company. The reason for that is I call this my money holding account. Is it only takes less than 2 weeks from the time I execute the order till the time I got a check at my front door to get my money, okay? And I've got a decent amount of cash on hand within 30 minutes of my reach in my town. Something bad happens, it's an emergency, or I need to buy something real quick to be able to flip it and make some money, okay? There's one thing that I'm really looking for, and that's a really nice Fleetwood Cadillac 94 to 96 model, okay? And when I come across one that's in really good shape, that's exactly what I want, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it, okay? But otherwise, unless it's an emergency, I'm really not in need of anything, okay? But I'm saying this because I'm taking money out of my rental business and putting it in over here just in case if I lose everything, okay? I want some type of reserves built up that I can get back in the game, come up with another plan and start making some things happen, all right? The thing about it is I see so often with people is, like, oh, I'm just going to continue to put all the money back into the business. I get it, okay? And that's great that you're aware and you're thinking about it. The problem with that is that if you lose everything and your business is the only thing you got, then boom, you're out of business. And that's the last thing that needs to happen. How does this all tie into having to do with this? Stop subscribing. Okay, thanks. Now, here's the thing is that having to do with that is that like with my rental property, I have a savings account that's called capital expense, okay? These are long-term expense items that come up. The roof, water heaters, HVAC, On one of my units, they got four animals, and I had to replace the indoor and outdoor unit with the AC, okay? Even if they replace that filter, the AC filter, every 2 weeks, it's still going to work that system much harder, okay? We've had a lot of price increases, a lot of real estate appreciation, a lot of homeowners insurance premiums that have gone way up. Like my own personal house went up $2,500 a year, okay? When you figure that out, that's real close to what, $225 a month that it went up, okay? So yeah, it's huge. All right, my house payment went up almost $400 a month just in this last year. Couple reasons. Again, property has gone out of sight, so now your taxes go up because it's worth more, and then the premiums for your homeowner's insurance, okay? There's nothing about it. We're slave to it. It happens, all right? So what I'm saying about all this is and everything is get your buckets right. Put the money where it needs to go. All right, you get paid, make a list of everything, okay? $20 a week goes to automobile maintenance, okay? The car's a requirement for you to get to work unless you're working out of your house, and then the grocery store's right next door and everything you need is within walking distance of your house. God bless you, you got a great setup. I've never been in that situation. I don't know anybody that lives like that either, okay? So the thing about it is put that money away as expenses in case they do happen, all right? So whatever you think, $15, $20 a month or a week goes to automobile maintenance. At the end of the month, if you got to do an oil change, boom, you got the $100 to go and get it done, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying is like for each one of my properties, I put $150 per property per month away for a new roof, for water heaters and everything. Water heater lasts you 7 to 10 years. You know, a roof is going to be about 15 years. If the roof costs you $15,000 today and you do that, you should be putting away $150 a month, because in 15 years, the cost of the roof is going to go up, okay? But you're going to have that money, and so when that expense happens, it's like, okay, let me write a check. What did these people ask me? Do you all finance? It's an $11,000 roof. You got a Lexus SUV sitting in the driveway. Your house is worth $250,000. I just don't get it, you know. And again, please keep in mind, there might be some unforeseen circumstances that I don't know about, okay? The problem is that people not do anything. There's nothing fun about taking money and putting it in an account so when the roof goes bad. I assure you of that. It don't look good like a new Rolex on your wrist, a Harley cranked in the garage, a pontoon boat where y'all are heading out to White Island. It doesn't look like any of that kind of stuff, okay? None. However, now all of their weekend is spent talking about how do we come up with the money to pay for this roof. So this weekend is lost. So what does that do? The quality of life is down because they can't concentrate on what they're going to do. They're not going to be looking at doing anything fun. They're worried about paying for a roof. Why? Because if they don't get it done within the next 60 days, the insurance company cuts them off. So then what happens is that if they can't get insurance, okay, and in this state it's not a guarantee that you're going to find insurance. Well, I take that back. You will always be able to find insurance. Whether or not it's going to be affordable, hey, that's a difference, okay? So then the problem becomes, well, do I want to really pay this? And all of a sudden now we've got, $500 extra a month going out. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you got to find another $500 a month to come up with to cover the extra homeowner's insurance premium that you're having to pay because you had to switch to a different carrier that charges more money. I don't know what to tell you except for, hello, you should put some money in the savings account. And this is something that the majority of this country is guilty of, is not getting those buckets right, okay? If you sign up to be a homeowner, guess what? You're for additional expenses. If rent's $1,500 and the house payment's $800 a month, I assure you those costs are figured into that rent. Somebody came to me and said, "Man, I'd really like to do owner finance because I offer it to everybody." My first question is what are you working with? Well, what do you mean? What do you got for a down payment? Well, I don't have anything. I said, okay, well, this is what you're looking at, okay? That rent, okay, this is the payment, this is insurance, this is taxes, this is what you got to put away, and everything. And then it's like, so you're actually paying me $300 a month to manage your money so that you don't have to. And so you can spend your money on whatever it is that you want. Man, I never looked at it like that. Nobody's ever broke it down. Nobody's ever explained it to me and everything. I said, welcome to my world. So there you have it. This is Monday Morning with Robert on Saturday. Hope you're having a good cup of brew. I'm about to take my babies for a walk. That's Tyson and Blue. And we're got a barbecue at the church to get together with. We're going to fire up the Harley. And this year also is my year that I made a couple of promises. One, I'm not going longer than 60 days without visiting my mom. Whether she comes here, I go to see her in North Carolina. That's going to happen. The other thing is at least once every 90 days, I'm going to go see my sister. And more than likely, it's always going to be me going to Central Florida to see her because she has a property appraisal business and it's very difficult for her to get away. And I get it. So there you have it. My quality of life is going up. My workflow is going to go a little bit down. I'm still getting up at the crack of dawn in the morning and everything, but my weekends, I'm taking back some of my time. Hope you have a fantastic day. I appreciate you subscribing. Tell others about the channel as well. And do me a favor, get your buckets in line. If I can help in any way, send me an email. Have a great day.